All right, good morning, everybody. A little exciting day in the markets, huh? Everybody looking at the price. Let's hit refresh here, shall we? Gold is 5,087.50. Silver is 114.39. It's only up 11%, so I don't know why it's lagging so much, right? So, all right, so what is the one word for 2026? Anybody want to take a stab? For me, if there's one word for 2026 as we get ready for it. Say it again? Redemption? That is true. That is true. Okay, and I'm going to share a lot of stock picks with you. I'm going to go really fast over them, so hope you'll be ready. So when we look at 2026, we have to take it in context, right? This is what happened in 2025. Of all the major asset classes around the world, the number one, the top performing asset class was gold stocks, GDX. Look at that. Of all the major asset classes around the world. And look at the top five. The top five were all in the precious metals sector. They beat all stock indexes, locally, foreign stock indexes. It beat commodities, treasuries, real estate, Bitcoin, and the dollar and oil. So as we think about 2026 and what we should do as investors, we have to take this in context. And this naturally raises a lot of questions, right? All right, so the first question is, how big is this bull market? Is it really peaking? Is it coming to an end? These are the percentage gains in gold of the major bull markets we've had in modern history. You can see there the first part of the 70s, the second part of the 70s, 2001, then up to 2011. The gold bar on the right is our current bull market. Now, this is already outdated because of what's happening with gold the past few days, but you can see that it's still below what the other gold bull markets have been. It's not matched any of them. If it ended right now, it would be the lowest percentage gain of a major bull market in the gold price. Okay, how about how long has it been? It's probably getting long, right? Well, again, the time periods I just showed you, here's how long each one of those bull markets lasted. 5.5 years, 3.5 years, 2008 was 7 years, up to 2011 was over 2.5 years, and there's our current bull market. This bar is up to date. The current bull market will not be 2 years old, in my opinion, the way I measure it, which matches how all the others were measured, until the end of February. So if it ended now, it would be the shortest major bull market on record. Okay, what about gold stocks? How have they done? Now, I think most of you would agree this is not a 2011 type bull market. This is a 1970s type bull market. So let's compare to that. So the first bar on the left is what gold stocks did, not during the bull market, just the last 2 years of it. Because I wanted to compare to the 2 years at present, right? And you can see that gold stocks would have to rise as a group. They'd have to more than double just to match what happened in 1978, 1979. And this is not a fair comparison because the bull market in the 70s started the second half in 1976 till 1980. So that bar would actually be much bigger. But the point is, gold stocks, as of last Friday, have not come near to match what they did in the 1970s. This signals there's much more growth ahead as well. This is a very interesting chart. The blue line there along the bottom charts the performance of gold stocks, how much they've risen. The white line is the free cash flow of the producers. So you can see that despite prices rising 2.5 times, free cash flow has risen 8 times. So there's a lot of catch up between the price of the stocks and the free cash flow they're generating. This chart's a month old. And what has happened to the gold price and therefore free cash flow of the producers? It's even higher. What is the one word for 2026? In my opinion, it's rotation. We've had a bull market. In my opinion, I think it's time for this market, the mainstream and Wall Street investors to rotate into our market. Maybe that's underway now, the way stocks are really rocking and rolling here the past week. But this is why I don't think we're at a peak. Now, we're going to have a correction. There's no doubt. I'll mention that in a minute. But I don't think we're at a peak because of charts like this. This is the gold NASDAQ ratio. Okay, so it's the gold price relative to what the NASDAQ has done. Okay, so you can see the high there, the low. Look at the current ratio. The gold price relative to the NASDAQ hasn't moved. It hasn't even broken out of a trading range yet relative to the NASDAQ. How much of mining stocks really moved? Okay, let's look at that. This is the ratio of the HUI Gold Miners Index to gold itself. You can see the high there and the low. This is going back 30 years. And look where we are today. Gold mining stocks relative to the gold price are lower now than they were in 2020. They're lower now than they were in 2016. They've done very well, but relative to the gold price, they have not broken out of a trading range yet. And you can see where they were back in 2001, 2011. I'm just saying. This is the same chart with GDX. The GDX to gold ratio, you can see, actually it's backward, it's gold to GDX ratio, but you get the idea. Gold stocks as measured by the GDX are lower now than they were in 2020. They're lower now than they were in 2016 relative to the gold price. Okay, let's talk about the 1970s real quick. So there's the gain in the gold stocks, that bar on the right. But what did the rest of the market do, the broader market? So there's the S&P, the next one, the Dow, the NASDAQ. So during that 2, almost 3-year period, gold vastly outperformed major stock indexes. And have we seen that today? No, we've not seen that. The ratio charts show that we've not seen that yet. So my belief is that we will see at some point a major rotation from Main Street and Wall Street over into our tiny, wonderful little sector. Here's some technical analysis on the same ratio charts I showed. This is the Dow to gold ratio. Pardon me. So when the line is rising, that means the Dow's outperforming gold. When the line is falling, that means gold is outperforming the Dow. And you can see, according to this technical analysis, that gold just broke out of a trading range, a major trading range, out of a wedge relative to the Dow. So this would suggest that gold is going to continue to outperform the Dow with corrections, of course. And it has a long way to fall, meaning a long way for gold to outperform the Dow. Here's a chart that's kind of reversed. This is the gold to S&P ratio, more technical analysis. And you can see there on the right, the blue line just popped above a major support line, meaning that gold relative to the S&P is likely to outperform going forward. Again, with some pullbacks, but in the big picture, it's likely just now breaking out against major stock indexes. Okay, so add it all up, what's our strategy for 2026? First of all, it's a bull market. Obviously, it's a raging bull market. But the point is, you must be long. You have to remain long, okay? Now, that doesn't mean you don't take profits or things like that, but I'm still investing aggressively. So what I'm doing, I get this question asked a lot, is where are you investing? You're going to buy something that's gone 10x? What I'm doing is I'm looking a little bit further down the food chain at things that are new or not well known, or like the title of my talk, that have not yet left the station. That's where I'm looking. And most of those, by the way, are in Pay Dirt Prospector, not the free letter. Okay, I said all that, and yet number 2 is you've got to prepare for a correction. There's no way this thing's going to go indefinitely like this without a pullback. But importantly, the correction won't mean, in my opinion, that the bull market is over. It's a correction. In 1979, there were 5 corrections, significant corrections. So we have to expect corrections, and of course, that's going to be an opportunity. Okay, so what's your number one antidote to a crash or a correction? How do you prepare for that? You don't know when it's going to come. You don't know how big it's going to be. You don't know how long it's going to last. You can't answer those questions. So instead of trying to predict that, use the other P word, prepare for it. Just prepare. So what's the number one antidote? Anybody want to tell me? How do you prepare for a crash or a correction in gold and gold stocks? Your cash balance. That's the number one strategy, the number one thing you can do to prepare for it. So I've been telling people, asking me, well, have you taken profits on XYZ stock? Have you sold XYZ stock? And if I like it, even though it's gone up 10x or more, I haven't taken profits because I really like it. So why am I not taking profits if I think there's a correction coming? Because I have a nice big fat cash balance. Okay? So if you don't have a lot of cash, then you might be more inclined to want to take some profits and hold that so that you can be prepared for it. It's not too late to buy gold stocks. I think I've shown that. Maybe during the correction you want to wait for. We want to look for good companies run by great people at a fair price. And here are my picks. Gold in the gold color, silver in the silver color, copper, uranium. And I picked these because they're stocks we recommend. We actively recommend these. We own them, okay? And they're in all of our letters. And importantly, they're all here. So you can go talk to them. That's why I picked this particular. Okay, so I got 3 batches. Here's batch number 1. I don't have a lot of time to run through each pick. A2 Gold, really like this company. They're here. I had 3 large investments, my largest investments in 2025, and this was one of them. A-Mark Resources made a big discovery. Stock has run up a lot. We're still recommending it because this is probably one of my top 3 buyout candidates. This stock is going to get bought out at a premium, of course. Astra Exploration down in Argentina. They've had successful drilling programs. They're doing very well. I like that stock a lot. Cassier Gold is here too. Very undervalued. A research report just came out the other day and showed the enormous potential in that stock price. We're talking 3 or 4x just to get to fair value. COSA Resources, Uranium Explorer in the Athabasca. This team's made discoveries before. Denison's behind it. Dolly Varden Silver. They're about to complete a merger, as you may know, with Contango Ore. So they're going to be a producer, a developer, and an explorer. Okay, batch number 2. Emperor Metals. I really like this company. John Flork, the CEO, has used AI before AI became a thing in the mainstream. He was already using it, found more gold at the last deposit. I think this is a really good buy. This one has not left the station yet. Erdene Resource, you see it's gold and copper colors. They just started gold production, hit commercial levels, and they just made a copper discovery. This is a huge, massive land package. There's going to be a lot more discoveries here, in my opinion. I really like this company. I'm overweighted. Getcho Gold, they're here. They're building a resource in Nevada. That resource could easily double. Grand Portage is here, gold developer in Alaska. They just got their Forest Service permit. They're going to have a very busy 2026. Good buy there. Pacific Empire Minerals, how many of you own that? They made a big copper discovery last month. Stock went up 300-something% that day. Lots more to come there. I have not taken, I'm still overweight. I've not taken profits. So there's why, because I have that cash balance. I want to see how this thing really rides. Pacifica Silver, I mentioned 3 top investments for me in 2025. This was the other one, Pacifica Silver. I like this company, Explorer in Mexico. Look at all the companies that have invested in Pacifica Silver. Brand new company, it just came out a few months ago. And yet you have some major silver companies that have invested in it. Again, one of my largest investments. It says in 2026, I mean last year, 2025. Here you go, batch number 3. Sky Harbor Resources. I like this company a lot. They're a project generator, but they got their own 2 flagship projects, Exploring the Athabasca, Denison's a partner. The bet here is that they make a discovery here this year. They're drilling both their flagships. Project generators drilling 6 projects, so odds of a discovery here in 2026 for them are very high. Stallion Uranium, I mentioned 3 top investments for me last year. This was the 3rd one. This is very speculative. They're just starting their very first drill program up in the Athabasca, but it looks very prospective. It's an overweight position for me. Vizsla Copper, I like Craig Perry's CEO a lot. I think they're going to build that resource. They just bought another company. He's built multiple billion-dollar companies before. This is a good guy you probably want to follow. Vizsla Silver speaks for itself. They're developing, but they're still drilling and still hitting high grade. This is going to be a large deposit. West Red Lake Gold, they just hit commercial production at Madsen. You can read our write-up on them, why I think they're going to be more successful than the prior operator was. Watch for guidance that's going to be coming out very soon on them. That'll tell us a lot. And then Westward Gold, early stage, they're drilling in Nevada, looking for a discovery, but look at the team on their website that's behind this. It's crazy. There's a very good team that's behind this looking at these deposits. So is 2026 the year of discovery? We'll find out. I'm overweight that stock. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's strike pay dirt together in 2026. We have 2 free newsletters. I hope you'll join us. We have 2 paid newsletters. That's where a lot of this earlier stage stuff goes. We have a premium letter now for financing opportunities if you're high net worth. We have a new analyst at Pay Dirt Prospector who's helping me there on that letter. We have a new marketing manager, Victoria Noble. Victoria, where are you? Victoria, there she is. I will give you a free copy of Pay Dirt if you can tell me the very specific reason I hired Victoria, why I hired a marketing manager. If you can tell me why, I'll give you a free copy of the book. We also have a new geologist. I don't know if Sharon's in the room, Sharon Alexander. Some of you may know her. So we have a geologist and a new analyst and myself all working on the Pay Dirt Prospector newsletter. It's a team approach. I really like what we're able to do there. Cash discount for the book. I'm sorry, they're all sold out. So I don't have any here. But try to answer my question on why I hired a marketing manager. So, okay, everyone, I hope this was useful. Thank you very much.